Today, this is African village life. What's a normal life here in Africa? This is a village in Nigeria. Let me show you around. Let me show you around. Okay. So these are houses. Yep. I'm sitting under orange tree here. This is another orange tree also. So so where are you watching from? So where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? So a normal life here is we wake up in the morning, do our normal breakfast, so go to the farm, come back, and just go about our normal activities. Um, Unlike the popular narrative that people have out there that this place is is a hostile region, even though there are regions that are very hostile in Nigeria actually, but the fact still remains that in some parts it's relatively calm. You can see this is a remote area in the middle belt, but this part has not really have this kind of trouble religious crisis that has been discussed. um, so if you're just joining us, please, where are you watching from? We are just looking at African lifestyle, and we're looking at Nigeria and the relative crisis going on, and so we're just discussing on a general note. So where are you watching from? And feel free to ask me any question about Nigeria and what's going on, and also with the US designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And I'll also try as much as I can to respond to you and make sure that I answer you. So a normal life here in the village in Nigeria, for farmer, one of the terrible experience we do have most often is we have a Fulani herdsmen that these are set of people, they are nomadic herders. They solemnly, their occupation is raising cattle, cows. So when a farmer uh, farm his farm, what they do is they go and graze in the farm and eat up the crops and everything thereof that is there. So in most cases, when the farmer try to uh, speak to them, they now resort to violence. So this has been one of the major issue we've been having in the middle belt here. So when Donald Trump was designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a lot of people were against it. A lot of people are here crying and shouting and making a lot of noise. But for some of us that are in this, some of us that stays in these rural areas and have the first-hand information, we know that there is actually a silent killing going on, and it's not what you will see in normal media houses. Somehow, is it because they are able to control the narrative, or probably because of their code of there are things you cannot put out there in the media in the open, so they are being careful of what they send out there. So if you are just joining us, please tell us where you're watching from, and feel free to tell us which country, and you can also ask me any question about what's happening in Nigeria at the moment, and we'll try as much as we can to respond to you. So if you are just joining us, this is AfriFacts, and our focus is in the rural areas in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, a normal village life here in the middle belt, the crisis going on. So in a nutshell, there is serious crisis going on between the farmer and the herders, the Fulani herdsmen, not because of anything, but because the Fulani are basically farmers. Sorry, herders, and the farmers. If you must be a farmer, of course, definitely you are not staying in the urban center. So if you are staying in the rural area and there is a farm to a regular African person is his own business, is his source of livelihood. But in a case where everyone put his effort, his resources, and farm, and at the end of the day, you just discover that a set of people will just go in and destroy your farm. And when you try to object or try to speak out, they now resort to violence, use weapon to kill you or to do some harms to you, and you are crying out, hey, this thing is hurting me, and the government is coming out to say no, it's a lie. Meanwhile, the reality is we are here, we are feeling the heat, and we are crying out. And somebody is staying in the federal capital and is saying we are lying. I don't understand how this adds up. I am in the now. Let's look at it this way. Yeah, I can see you, Brian, Mark, the CD, Jesus saves. Yes, we believe in Jesus. Yeah, thank you very much for. You can keep the comments coming, and you can also equally ask me your questions concerning the situation here, and I will try as much as I can to the best of my knowledge to answer you. So let's look at it this way. I stay in a place, and I said, "Hey, this is what is hurting me. These people are killing us. We are having a serious clash with this set of people, and someone that has not visited this place probably in his whole life, entire life, is now telling us that we are lying. I don't know who is now lying between us. Is it me that is feeling the heat, or you that stays in the federal capital that is telling us that we are lying, that there is nothing like that? Now, let's look at the issue, the argument. So most of them try to bring. Some says it's not a genocide; it's a general killing. Some are saying the killings that is going on has nothing to do with Christian being killed, but the argument. I'm just trying to give you a background of some of the arguments. Some are saying it's a general killing that affects both faiths, both Christian, Muslim, traditionalists, and all of that. But the bottom line is someone is being killed, whether a Christian or a Muslim or anything, Buddhist, someone is being killed. And you said we should not cry out. And me, that they are killing my people here and there, they are faced with different type of genocides, and you are telling us that we should not cry out. Of course, this is like beating me and asking me not to cry. For the past 16 years, this silent genocide has been going on in Nigeria. And the truth is, there have been several calls from all the angles, all the corners, to, to calling on the government to intervene. But the government have not taken any step to intervene on this issue. It has just been a kind of putting a deaf ears to all of that. They've just tried to silence our voice as if nothing is happening. We're just trying to make a whole noise out of nothing. So we've tried our best to put out this narrative out there, but then our voices are not as powerful to take this information to the public out there. When we cry out that we have people killing us, we are experiencing a genocide in Nigeria, they tend to think as if it's an attempt to sabotage their government. They tend to think as if it's a deliberate effort to discredit the government. But the truth is, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, particularly in the Middle Belt, has been going on for long, and we've been making this call, we've been crying severally that, hey, there's a genocide, people are dying. But it seems the government have put a deaf ear to whatever we're trying to say, and all we do is just like making empty noise with nobody out there listening. So when the attention of President Trump was brought to it and he made the comment, they now come out to be defending it by saying it's not only the Christians that are being killed, that everybody is killed, the Muslims too, and we are not disputing the fact. But then now, if you're saying a Muslim is being killed, who is killing a Muslim in Nigeria? Is another sect that have resorted to violence, and they are now killing each other. So how is it now an issue to us that the Muslim is being killed? So if you are just joining on, please feel free to uh, feel free to feel free to tell us where you're watching from, and you can feel free to ask us your question and we'll answer you. We're talking about African village life, and the focus actually now is in Nigeria, the crisis in the Middle Belt. All right. So do you think that so answer our question and also ask us your question, and we will answer you too. Yeah, I'm actually streaming from Nigeria, and the current security tensions right now going on. So feel free to ask any question. I'll be glad to answer. Alright. So you can ask us any question, ask me any question, and I will gladly answer you. So my question in the poll, you can see the polls there. The question: do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? Do you think people are just making up stories? Do you think we just want to drag attention? Or do you think it's an attempt to sabotage any government? What do you think? You can also post your comments, and I will read it out, and I will also acknowledge if you if I see your comments. Where are you streaming from? Sorry, where are you watching from? I'm streaming from Nigeria. So where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Okay. So where are you watching from, please? It's actually 12:01 in Nigeria right now in the noon. It's actually midday, 12:01. This is um I'm streaming from Nigeria. So if you're just joining us, we're looking at is there a genocide in Nigeria, or is it, or people are just trying to make up stories? And I'm trying to give you my own views from being an African, a middle belter from the Nigeria, from Nasarawa State, and some of the heated places now. So I'm trying to give a real update from what is actually going on. So feel free to ask your question. Okay. Oh, hi from South Korea. Oh, okay. So, how is South Korea? Then, sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Swimgamia is hello. Hi from South Africa. Wow. I don't know if I pronounced that name correct. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Okay. So from South Africa. So from my questions in the poll, do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria, or our government has successfully convinced you that it's just an empty cry, an attempt to just sabotage their government, give them a bad name? So what do you think? Because we're looking at normal African village, and particularly focusing on Nigeria in a case where a normal person now cannot go out freely to the farm or go out freely and do his normal activities because of insecurity here and there. And saying, how can we cope with such? Okay, Swam Gamis from PE. Yeah, the truth is I've not gone out of the shores of Nigeria, so I can't know what PE is. So what's PE? You're from South Africa, from PE. What's PE? Can I read out something from that? Okay. I don't know what PE is. Please help me out. The truth is, I've not gone out of the shores of Nigeria before. So I've been within the shores of this country. I've not gone out before. But I'm looking forward to that very soon. Yes, looking forward to that as soon as I can, to have those experiences out there so that I have a general experience, what I can see about the entire continent. You can see from our channel is AfriFact. So how can we be bringing facts from around the world, and if we've not gone out there to have a general and comprehensive narrative? So where are you watching from, please? If you are just joining us, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? If you are just joining us, please in the comment section tell us where you're watching from. And do you think there is a genocide in Nigeria? Just a brief question, a short question. Do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? Do you think there's a genocide going on in Nigeria currently? By the way, what is genocide? Genocide by United Nations is definition is any attempt to annihilate, wipe out a particular set of person or people because of their race, their religion, their ethnic background, or their tribal or their tribe is called an genocide. So by definition, what is going on in Nigeria can be termed a genocide. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Just do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. So, where are you watching from, please? We're talking about the current situation in Nigeria, actually focusing on the middle belt and the insecurity that is going on. So, where are you watching from? I'm trying to give you a general picture of how an African village looks like on a norm, how we have to deal with a lot of excesses from some of these extremists, um, how we have to contain and still stay alive. Yeah, how we have to struggle to stay alive, because staying alive on its own in this country, it's a fight. Staying alive is not really funny. So, do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? Let's have your take on that. Do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? Do you think there's a genocide going on in Nigeria? Where are you watching from? I'm streaming from Nigeria, and we're actually looking at the insecurity going on in the country. So, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from, please? Tell us where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? We are looking at the current insecurity in Nigeria, and do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? So, tell us where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? So, where are you watching from? I'm streaming from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, and we're looking at the current insecurity going on and the genocide claimed by President Trump. Do you think he's actually right, or he's just making up stories? Do you think he's saying the right thing, or is just another strategy to um, attack Nigeria? Feel free to tell us where you're watching from, and you can respond to the polls. The question I'm asking: do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? And like the title says, African. So you can answer our questions in the quiz section, and also tell us where you're watching from. Do you think there's genocide? We have 100% people. Thus far, nobody has said no. From the poll we are asking, 100% have indicated that jihad is a genocide. Oh, so 100% of people have said there is a genocide. Okay. Where are you watching from, please? And please tell us, do you think from the poll we're gathering now, do you think there's a genocide in Nigeria? Do you think you can also go further to explain why you think so in the comment section, and we'll discuss on that together. Uh, I'll have genocide in Nigeria, and if yes, you can go further to tell us more on the comments in the comment section. Tell us what makes you feel you think there's a genocide. Okay, we're talking about Africa and the way everything is going, the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and being from West African village now. You can ask me any question directly. Ask me any question, and I will surely respond to you. So our poll is completed. We have 100% people that think there's actually a genocide in Nigeria, and yeah, for the from a very long time, for the past decades, the government have tried as much as it can to paint this picture of nothing wrong is going on. They've tried as much as they can to paint this picture of there is nothing like a genocide in Nigeria, but the reality is it has been going on, and the truth is it's more of like a jihad, because people killing and shouting Allahu Akbar, uh, and you now come out to tell us it is not really like that. So what do you want us to believe? What do you want us to do? We're left with no option than to believe that this is really a jihad, because it seems as if the whole killings has a pattern. The whole killing is having a pattern, and it's targeted towards a particular sect, towards a particular set. So there is no reason, or there is no way you can tell me that it has no religious. So tell me where you're streaming from. Let me know in the comments. You know, in the comments, and feel free to question about Nigeria, Africa, and anywhere. I'd be glad to answer. Everywhere is very hot. It's a very hot. So it's a hot afternoon. So you can ask any question. Tell me where you are streaming from, and I will gladly respond to you. Tell me where you're watching from. There has been series of allegation here and there, arguments here and there. Some saying the whole issue of the whole issue of um genocide is just a false claim. But we are in the rural areas. We know what we are seeing. So tell me where you're watching from, and feel free to ask questions about the ongoing genocide in Nigeria. I am right here in Nigeria, in a remote village in Nigeria, and I will tell you the way it is, because those people talking up and down in Abuja there, some of them have not actually visited any of those places before, and they cannot really tell you what's going on. So feel free to respond. Where are you watching from? There's only I'm just here, and I'm here. Just feel free to ask. I'm streaming from Nigeria. So the sun is very hot, but there is something here that is also interesting. Let me turn the camera. I'm lying down under a good sheet, orange sheet. You can see it's quite very sunny, and the time is let me check. The time is 12:19 noon. 12:19 noon, and it's very very sunny here. But then there's a good shade that covers where I'm lying down, so the shade is so cool and nice. So if you are not careful, you are likely to sleep here without knowing, because the shade too cool. It's too cool, and it's very nice. It's an orange tree actually. It's an orange tree, and it's giving us one shade here that we love so pretty much. So where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? I'm streaming from Nigeria. So where are you watching from? It is a good orange tree. It has a good shade. So when the sun is so hot like this, you just find a way of coming to chill under this orange tree and have a nice time after a very stressful walk. Come and lie down and rest. And you have a very stressful day. Where are you streaming from? Where you watching from? Where are you watching from? Uh, where are you watching from? Okay, I have BRC.